I will be talking to you about the constellation Perseus. The story behind this is that Perseus and his mother Danae were locked in a wooden chest and were thrown out into sea, but it never sank. When the chest got to shore, golden sunlight came out of the box, and the king Polydectes fell in love with Danae and wanted to marry her, but she wanted to take care of Perseus. Polydectes had sent Perseus on a mission to kill Medusa by cutting her head off and bringing it back in a bag as proof. Polydectes sent Perseus on this mission because he knew that if he went on this mission, he would get killed and he would be able to marry his mother Danae. To help him on his quest, Athena gave him a polished gold sword that would help him when fighting the Gorgons. Hermes had given him a pair of winged sandals to help him get to a place in one stride. He also gave him the only sword that was sharp enough to cut off Medusa's head. Lastly, Hades gave Perseus a helmet that would make him invisible when he put it on. Perseus had been able to cut off Medusa's head, but before he went to go and stop the wedding of Polydectes and Danae, he saved Andromeda, who became his wife. He then showed the proof that he cut off Medusa's head, and all of Polydectes' people turned to stone. After his death, he was placed with all the other constellations, even next to Andromeda. There are many different stars in the constellation Perseus, but there are three main ones. The first star is Merfac, or the Alpha Persei, and this is the brightest star in the constellation Perseus. You will now see the second brightest star in the constellation Perseus. It is either called Algol or Beta Persei. You will now see the third brightest star in the constellation Perseus. It is either called Attic or Omicron Persei. You are most likely to see this constellation from March to August in the first quadrant of the northern hemisphere. Here are some other facts about the constellation Perseus. Here is my story. I will be telling you about my best friend Perseus and the story of how we became best friends. It all started off when Perseus and I met in kindergarten. We were partners. We both noticed what we had in common, and we knew we would be best friends up to this very day. Perseus is a very strong, confident, kind, and a loving person who has helped me throughout all of my problems throughout my whole life. Like I said, if I ever had a problem, I would go to Perseus. Perseus is an amazing athlete too. He plays football, baseball, and basketball, but is very smart at the same time. Today, Perseus and I go to the same school, except we don't have any classes together, but we tend to see each other around school. Lately, Perseus hasn't been talking to me, but I don't know why. I finally talked to him, and I found out he hasn't been talking to me because he didn't want to tell me that he was talking to a girl that bullied me when I was younger. When I heard this, I broke out into tears. This didn't make me think differently about Perseus, though. I just said to tell me about it next time, instead of ignoring me. But this doesn't mean that me and Perseus are not best friends.